Hey guys.
Hello.
Hi guys.
What time is it? It's 8:16 right now.
10:16 for
A few
me.
more
Yeah.
minutes to 10 a.m. I assume.
Yeah. Well, we're 6 minutes into it, and there's the three of us. I don't know what's going to change, but maybe we can just start talking. Yeah. Do you want to go start ahead, James?
I can. Yeah. I guess I'll start with a little bit about me. I live in Iowa. I've been involved with EOS since Genesis. Of course, I've read actually, I listened to, oh, there you are. You are, Chuck. All right, that explains it. I saw that smirk when you said that. So
Yeah.
So you know me a little bit at least. I listened to your audio rendition of the book. I tipped you a couple EOS a few months ago about that, if you don't remember.
Thank you. Yeah.
I appreciate that a lot. That's I like to listen to things while I'm getting things done so I can multitask. So no, I'm just excited about the potential for what this type of process can achieve within EOS, of course, but also in a greater context.
My name's Chuck McDonald. I've been involved in EOS since I guess 2019. I'm an enthusiast for sure of the Eden process. I see really big things coming for it. There's a really big need for it in our society. And what I'm most involved in, in RL in real life, is community organizations. I'm involved in a few that could really benefit from EOS, the way that I see EOS taking off in places like Venezuela. And I am very keen on helping non-technical people and non-blockchain people be onboarded onto EOS and ultimately Eden. And my particular focus is on onboarding the nonprofit, a couple of nonprofit organizations I'm involved with. But hand it over.
My name is Wei Feng. I get involved in the EOS community from the very beginning, way before ICO of EOS. And in the past 4 years, I grow our EOS community and also other blockchain community in China. And we spend a lot of time invest in EOS ecosystem, from Nudex, DeFi box, and so many other DApps. And my goal here is to watch you guys how you plan to grow the EOS community and the ecosystem. And so I'm a witness here, and then that's all. Thank you.
Mr. Sideways, you're up.
Yeah. Sorry, I cannot read your name.
郑如柱。
Yes. Everyone, so my is so bad.
I'm afraid you're lagging out so bad. I don't think any of us can hear anything what you say.
Oh, I cannot hear you.
And you how people
Try turning your video off.
That's all.
I heard it's off. It's the only thing I heard though.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, well, what would we like to talk about here?
郑如柱，你可以听到吗？ I can't really hear any sound.
Oh, it's so unfortunate. We can't hear you at all, brother.
网络不好，网络不好。So bad.
You can turn off your video and send out the message maybe.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to.
You might have to use the chat on the
你们
side.
三个说话，
Yeah.
我就能关。
It's not working.
Yeah.
Can you use the chat, like the text chat on the side? At least then you can participate a little bit and, you know.
Yeah. Well, anybody want to start off with any of their ideas in particular for how to use first round funding?
Are you
Do anyone have any idea about the first round funding? How much EOS?
It might be about 100 EOS a month, something like that.
so it's an ongoing thing then?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So the first round funding is not, it's not substantial if you're going to be hiring developers or something, but it could help get some things done,
From my position, I don't have anything specific that I would that I have in mind at the moment. I mean, we could talk about ideas. We could talk about what we think EOS needs right now to facilitate more enthusiasm, onboarding people, understanding that types of thing.
Yeah.
Do you have anything in particular, Chuck? You said you work with nonprofits, so.
Yeah, well, there's one thing. I'm involved with a community food program in my town, and I've been working with one of the people on the board for a little while now, talking about what the potential is of this. Talking with her about what's going on in Venezuela, things that can happen. The EOS account system, it really lends itself to having an organization that can control accounts. So if you have people working within an organization, the EOS permissions can allow that organization to have control of their accounts while giving them freedom to operate as part of that organization, right? Giving them freedom to operate. And what I would really like to see Eden do, since we're an organization of verified people, we can be an onboarding force one-on-one in our communities. And I think it's super important to just, as Dan would say, like, if you have a friend, why not buy them? Why not start them in the EOS account? And we see this new tool that Anchor just released yesterday, or the day before rather, the ability to just pay for somebody else's account, send them a link, and they open up their email and there's their account.
Awesome.
Something like that is just beautiful, and it gives a hands-on experience for an Eden member to go out and onboard a larger body, right? So what I would really like to do and I don't have anything visually prepared for this, but I would love to spend resources on onboarding this particular organization, onboarding getting the account system set up for the owned accounts, getting accounts, personal accounts set up for every volunteer. Like there are so many different trust levels in a food organization. So what this does is it's delivering food once a week to shut-ins and seniors and ill people, you know. So it's just delivering one meal a week. But inside that organization, you've got resources that need to be managed. You've got food that needs to be bought and prepared. You've got workers that need to be deployed. You've got volunteers who need to be managed. And then you've also got volunteers with different trust levels. Some people are just going and buying a bag of potatoes, but some people are delivering food to an elderly person, right? So you've got to have verified trust for everybody in different positions. So this person needs a background check, you know, a police background check. This person doesn't, you know, and it's a way that an organization can manage everything. So what I would really like to see is funding, first of all, to onboard people just into the account structure, just the account level, and start putting finances on that, general finances, and then give people rewards. So really, like, I mean, the first step isn't finances, but the first step is giving people, volunteers in this, rewards in the form of NFTs. So just simple tradable, collectible, like a merit badge, like you delivered food this week. Here's your badge for this week, you know, and then you can collect an NFT for every single thing that you do. Or you can collect an NFT for a year's accomplishment or something, but it would be a way to appreciate volunteers, to give them something of whatever, something of value, something cool, something that they can share. And anyway, I think the NFT space is going to take off, especially with appreciating people for free work. And we can see it in the way that we work right now. There are so many things that people do in the background that don't get appreciated, and just dropping an NFT to them just makes everybody happy sometimes, right?
It's a gesture. Yeah. It's like people don't do this for any particular monetary reason,
Yeah.
but being acknowledged for your efforts is, you know, people appreciate that. I can definitely see the potential for that.
So down the road, it would be amazing if you think 3 years down the road, like what EOS is going to look like, and what a fully functional EOS overlay over top of nonprofit organization would look like. And I've been talking with this administrator of this organization, and we've been talking about creating a cookie cutter template to basically build these organizations in other small towns and other cities around our province. I'm in Nova Scotia, Canada, around our province first, and then build a cookie cutter template that could be applied to other food programs. You know, you might have a food bank in another town full of individuals, full of a voting system, full of, you know, they use Robert's rules at their meetings, and you know, so they have all these systems set up, but just onboarding them onto EOS and giving them an Eden environment could completely change the way they do business. And I think everything's going blockchain. We know this, and it just makes so much sense for nonprofits to go on blockchain because it saves so much money, and it just
The transparency.
Everything about it just screams nonprofit, you know.
I was talking to a friend of mine within the last couple of days, and she's wanting to get into nonprofit stuff. And I said, blockchain is going to, she's having issues with another nonprofit, you know, dirty things behind the scenes type deal.
Yeah.
And the incentives. So basically, you know, there's a family, there's a church that owns a property, and this church wanted to help out this family. And they had an old RV, and they've been living in the driveway while they're kind of working on this house that the church owns. But the rentership of this property is handled through a nonprofit. And because of the incentive structure of how things work, this nonprofit wants to put a refugee family in there because they get between $3,000 and $8,000 per month.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this other family who's been like waiting for this property, who needs it, a single mom, that type of thing. They were told they were going to have access to this property. They were going to pay $500 or $600 a month for it. And now they're told, oh, you got to go. We've got someone else moving in. You have 2 days to get out. Where the hell are they going to go?
Yeah.
The winter's coming up. They've been in that driveway for the last couple months on the promise that, hey, we're just getting things ready. We'll get you in. And then someone higher up in the organization got involved, and just that's when things went to shit. And now it just, that type of thing shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And having transparency and having, something like a DAO structure would really help that.
Imagine just having your motions and your votes on chain, and everybody can go back and see what happened, and there's no, and then you're sending funds out. It's completely transparent, and if you, just like Eden, if you're going to screw up, you're just out, see ya. Take the money that you got and go, and you're done.
Well, the thing with blockchain is it started out as being, it's anonymous, right? People think, oh, the anonymity is a huge perk of blockchain. And well, we know that it's not anonymous, it's pseudo-anonymous. We can't necessarily associate this account with this individual. But, in separating identity, we have all these problems. So Eden really does a great job at solving that, of saying your reputation in the system, the benefits that you provide, receive, whatever, they're correlated. And if you do something untoward, if you act out of consensus with what the majority is trying to achieve, you're going to be outed. You're going to be, if it's a big enough deal. If it's something small, you're just not going to you're not going to have the voice. You're not going to progress. You're not going to whatever. But if it's big enough, you're out. There's serious repercussions.
Yeah.
So in your particular case, go ahead.
Oh, you continue. Go ahead.
I was going to ask. So Eden, does a good job at achieving consensus, right? We can work together. We can talk. We can vote. It's great for elections. I frankly haven't had the time to be as involved as I would like with Clarion and everything else involved. In your application, would you see this working for certain aspects of decision-making, that type of thing, and then still having the, I'm sure it's all computerized, but the paperwork structure that your nonprofit currently has? Is that how you would anticipate things starting off, where this would just be an additional layer to achieve certain types of things while still maintaining the traditional aspect of how things are done, and then over time creating a more DAO type structure where things are more formulated?
And it's got to take time. It has to be grafted onto this existing organization carefully, right? And that's one of the things we've been thinking about is how to take an organization that's functional and then overlay this new process that's might take over. We're going to give them the tools that they can thrive with. That's my outlook. But it's got to happen slowly. Finances and reporting isn't going to all be on there even within the first half year, maybe a year, but getting the accounts built and getting people recognized for their work, and maybe sending out, getting them involved in using the blockchain end of it. That's what I really want to see. And I really want to onboard people that way by saying, we've got a reward here. Just create your account. So here's the funding. We've created your accounts. You just have to claim this account, and then you'll be part of this organization we're going to grow together, and then part of this is documenting every step of the way and offering a solution for nonprofits in general to onboard. So I hope that other people are pitching for nonprofits. But I know that there's a bunch of us in the community who are talking about this. And if we can get our heads together and start building a process to onboard nonprofits, maybe an anchor person that you can come to bring, you say, I have an organization and I heard about Eden, or I heard about this, I want to join it, that kind of thing, to have a face that can do that. It's super important. Anyway, Wai Feng?
Yeah, I have a question. So since there are so many endeavors or efforts onboarding a lot of organizations or people into EOS, but after a wave of DApp or projects, and they just gone. And so do you have anything on your mind to keep them active on EOS after you onboarding them, just creating accounts or uploading stuff to the blockchain? Can you give me some ideas about that?
Yeah, well, I would really love to see some software developed, to see software just like the quality of the Eden system here, just basic like a functional spreadsheet, you know, on the blockchain where somebody can just say, we served X number of meals this week, and this was our just accounting, you know, like start with that, you know, just start with your most transparent accounting for a nonprofit organization, and just be able to put that on chain, or give the tools that they can use that on chain. And then from there it will grow. But it would be really, really nice to be able to create an app for this, to allow people to onboard using that app, instead of, you know, all these other ways that we're going to have to explore. But, you know, it would be really nice to see an app developed. It would be a website documenting this process. But for right now, it's my goal is to get the process started, get accounts built, and start documenting the process of this, of bringing them on.
So here's kind of how I see that potentially going. You mentioned NFTs, and you mentioned all the different tasks associated with the nonprofit you're involved with. Like, you've got to deliver, you got to pick up groceries, bake, like there's all these different tasks, and different people are qualified for different things. So the process we're undergoing right now is a somewhat of an election process, can be used to determine what someone's qualified for. It, you know, this is an interview.
Yeah.
You are going to be a truck driver or a grocery getter or whatever, and you can elevate through by, you got to go through this process to be qualified for these different tasks. And then every day, every week, whatever the interval is, whoever is in charge can mint NFTs. There's 7 NFTs for these 7 grocery store runs, and then 20 NFTs for all the deliveries going to be made today. And people can, you know, someone's in charge of assigning all these tasks, not to individuals, but to say, here's what has to be done. Yeah. And then individuals can come and say, all right, I'm going to take this one, I'm going to take that one. And they can just, it really would automate the process of delegating responsibilities and making sure everything's kind of handled.
Yeah. And just like you're saying, just check off the duties that need to be done that week, and everybody's transparent, you know.
When everything's accounted for, you can know you're building credit right in with the NFT system that says, Larry over here, man, he's a star. He's doing everything, and he, you know, he deserves to have whatever access he needs to have to make things, more responsibility to make things smoother or whatever. And this guy over here, he's not doing much. We're not going to kick him out, but
Jose Basanta, you've just arrived. Can you unmute and give us a hello?
Hello, yes. I'm a bit late, sorry.
No problem.
So, yes, I think I can present myself. I'm Jose Basanta. I'm from Venezuela, Caracas.
Hey.
I mostly like to do is build community, and I like to design and make art and NFT. So that's my thing I like to do, and build community for Spanish speaker. So yeah.
Great.
Everyone already presented their idea, no?
Yes.
Or
Have you got one to present?
I know attempt to run, but my, let me share here. Okay. So, well, my like my intention here is like get promote or get more support for Spanish community. I'm building like the EdenOnEOS Spanish community. Like my intention is like try to connect more people, the most people I can, to like support Spanish community to make their thing they like to do, like make translation and get the community more communicate and informed with the best way. So I think that's it. But I'm not sure if anyone can share their intention ideas again, like very fast. Not sure if we have time.
Yep. James, did you have anything in particular?
Nothing in particular. I'm just kind of here for the process.
Yep. Well, Jose, my idea is very much like what I see going on in Venezuela. I want to create a help an existing nonprofit organization, a food organization, help them onboard onto EOS and Eden, and use the tools that are available right now and help develop tools for other nonprofits. So yeah, it's a matter of spreading the word, just like you guys are doing down there, just spreading the word face to face, one person to one person, and spreading the word about EOS that way.
Cool, nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think that sounds like a pretty good thing to go for. It's good for your specific circumstance, of course, but also there's a huge world need for that. You know, it achieves multiple things. It helps charities. I mean, that's a huge thing, but achieving the consensus within that and also onboarding people. I mean, how many charities are there in any given city? It's a huge thing, and the process that we come up with to make the tasks to make the system work can be applied to a lot of different things as well. Even in a fractal way, you know, you've got your charity, other people have their charities. A larger fractal charity type structure can form within that, sharing back and forth. And if everyone has this level of consensus, working on the same operating system, same community, do you guys ever have any excesses with food, resources, anything that you could share with your, you know, local other charities of different sorts? Is there that type of thing? I'm sure scarcity is always an issue, but
yeah, it is.
Resources an issue as well?
It's mostly manpower is the issue. You know, there are a lot of resources. There are organizations and governments just throwing money at these organizations, but it's a matter of getting them developed and a matter of getting them off the ground, right? And there are so many nonprofits that just spend their time arguing about political stuff, you know. Yeah. Just like you're saying, it's hard to get anything done sometimes when the only thing to talk about is procedural stuff. And EOS has the potential to just take that procedural layer off and take the headache away.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the tasks are pretty easy to define. You know, it's pick up the stuff, prepare it, deliver it. It's, you know, pretty simple.
Yep. Pay the bills, you know, rent the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff. It's just ongoing stuff. It has to happen every week, for example. But imagine if you could just automate that payment, you know, and never have to worry about it. You know,
well, the tools, you know, automated payments, that's a huge thing for everybody. I mean, I pay a couple bills a month and that's it. Everything goes to my credit card, my bank. I don't worry about anything. I pay my credit card bills every month. I write a check for my industrial shop rent type thing, and that's it.
Yep. We're getting down here. We've got about 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes left in the meeting. if you want, I have voted for myself. I was fully prepared to not vote for myself, just to let you know. But I voted for myself in the window, but you only have like 3 more minutes to put a vote in there for it to count, I believe.
Where can I vote?
In the Eden software,
Okay.
in the Eden DApp,
Okay.
under the election tab.
Okay. I see.
You see all of us there, and then there's a little checkbox.
Share the link. here.
Okay. Let's see how that goes.
And well, I'll just put the link there. It should be the same for everybody if you're logged into your
Yeah, I will vote, Chuck. Hope you can bring some new blood to US ecosystem.
Thanks, brother.
That you
Just
voted for.
sorry, James.
I've got you down.
Thanks, brother. Just for transparency here in our last 3 minutes, I'm going to create an account for this organization. It is currently governed by another organization, like it's a subcommittee off of a veterans association. And I'm going to create an account with me as the owner of the account, with the intention of transitioning it over to that organization. Okay. So everything will be transparent on my end. I'm not going to put any money in my account. The EOS will go into that account, but it will be controlled by me until I pass it over to them.
Have you spoken to them about this?
I have, but this will be a big surprise to them. A very welcome surprise. Yeah. Yeah. If they don't want to take
I
money,
look forward to that.
then if they don't want to take the money, then they're whatever. I'll return to Eden. But yeah, they will.
And they think that this is do they understand like what the concept of what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's not easy to explain all the possibilities, but just by saying we're going to recognize our volunteers and reward them for their time, just saying that and help to organize the volunteers, that was enough to get
Who can argue with that?
exactly. Yeah.
Cool. No, that sounds great. I think that's a very worthwhile contribution to the ecosystem, to what you're doing. I think that's a win-win-win all the way around.
Thanks, James. Yeah, it could get really interesting. There, you think about all the things that could be done with EOS currency. You know, the organization could have a really good boost out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Awesome.
Okay, we've got 1 minute left. I guess I stop recording and then upload this, and then we should be good.
Good. Yeah.
Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, guys.
I'll keep you updated.
Yeah, please do.